Hello, my name is Douglas Long. I'm the chairman of Specialised Covers. Today I'm going to give you some of the stories and tales of the people I've met, the journeys and the experiences of 30 years of being in the car cover and cover business. I hope you enjoy the stories and enjoy. Thank you. Let me go back to I was a hairdresser for quite a few years, and a very successful hairdresser, chain of hairdressing salons. And in 1978 I purchased a Ferrari, which was a fiberglass 308, which I loved very much. I used to keep this car in a barn, and my other hobby was actually breeding rare pigeons, and the dust used to go on my car. So I couldn't find what I wanted. I ended up buying a big square dust sheet. Wasn't happy with that. Didn't sort of look right, but it did keep all the rubbish off the car. So I decided that I would pin the cover and make some shaping, which I did. And then I went and purchased, one of my customers then in the hairdressing salon had a hobbies shop, and I asked her if she could bring me some black and red felt. I promptly cut out the name Ferrari in red and a black prancing horse, drew it out, cut it out, copied it, stuck it on. By this time I got a shaped cover, so it sort of fitted to the car, not just a big square sheet, which was a lot better because it didn't slide off and fall on the floor every time the wind or the barn door was open. And I went to a couple of club events, which were Ferrari events, and with friends, and friends saw my cover. Oh, I love that. I want one. I want one. I said, well, I'll have to ask my wife Carol because she's going to sew it, and we promptly made covers for them. And it was mainly just for friends, really, at the beginning, and this would be about 78, 79 by this time. And also with my love of the car, I used to go on track days, and I went, well, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here. Basically, these two friends, Colin and Peter, took their cars to a Ferrari dealership in Leicester called Cooper Cars of Leicester. They were also BMW dealers. And the boss then was a guy called Tony Willis. And Tony Willis saw these covers on these cars, thought they were a great idea, and rang me up. Peter gave him my number and said, could we have some for the cars in the garage? I said, yeah, I'm sure we can sort something out. I was starting to get a little bit worried because Carol wasn't very happy doing all this sewing. She had a full-time job. And I was invited on a track day at Donington Park by Cooper Cars of Leicester, and promptly took my car on a trailer, towed it behind my Range Rover to Donington Park. And I'm enjoying the track day, and we were allocated a pit garage, which I had my car cleaned there, and I was just enjoying the day, driving around the track, having a good time. And at one point through the day, a guy with certainly about 4 or 5 entourage with him approached me and tapped me on the shoulder. He said, excuse me, he says, are you Douglas Long? I said, yeah. He says, my name is Paul Lozelle. I'm chairman of BMW UK Limited. He said, I've seen your covers, and we'd like you to come to Bracknell because we've got an idea for launching a new car, and we'd like to use your covers. I said, yeah, of course, yeah, okay, whatever. And they took all my details, and promptly I was contacted. Could I come down on a set date? As it happens, I had a friend who was going down there, so yes. So off I went down to Bracknell. Met up with a design studio they had there. Give me a tour around the facilities they had there. Then promptly took me for lunch, which was very nice. And they said, we're going to launch a car called a 5 Series. And we need, I think there was something like 250 covers. And the gist of it was, could you give us a price? I said, yes. I'll just need to do some workings out. So I promptly went back and sat in the car for half an hour thinking, what am I going to tell Carol? She will go ballistic. There's no way, you know, she could do this. Because don't forget, we hadn't really formed a business at this stage. And but we were thinking to get it up and running. So they arranged to bring a BMW hidden in a transporter up to Horsforth. In between this, I'd contacted some of my, I had 4 hairdressing salons, and Horsforth salon. We had a list of all our clients and what their occupation were. So I contacted this one lady I knew very well. She was a machinist. Yes, where do you? And I went to see their boss. Yes, he's delighted to do it. So eventually, this big transporter arrived. We parked it in the car park in Horsforth, and we climbed in the back this secret car to be launched with our covers on, and made a pattern. And this little sewing room got started, and we produced the whole covers in something like 3 or 4 weeks. I forgot when the set date was for the launch of this car, but we were certainly on top of it. It was very complicated then. You know, we weren't using screen printers and things like that for logos. All the logos had to be hand cut, which was a nightmare, because they wanted the ultimate driving machine down each side with the BMW logo, which entailed me doing the whole logo out of hardboard, drawing it, cutting it out, and then each letter and size, because we were using fabric that was heat pressed logo. So what I did was, at all the salons, I bought I think 20 pairs of scissors, and went round each salon and said, handing them out and said, right, you will be doing the B's, you will be doing the M's, and you will do W's, and gave them the material. So they, when they weren't busy cutting hair, they were cutting out these logos and stacking them up, which I used to go around the salons on a night, collect them all up. I had a flat that was empty, so we set up trestle tables. As the covers were coming through being made, we'd lay the side panel up, position all the logos, and then iron the logo on. Very time-consuming, hard job. But it was the start of Specialised, because we realised there was a business. It was very successful in that short period of time, because, you know, when I look back, you know, what we paid then to what we're producing now, it was a lot. But, and then what really started and making it more so, obviously other car manufacturers had seen what we'd done for BMW. And I remember to this day a receptionist coming up to me and saying, Douglas, is Porsche Cars on the phone for you? I said, Julie, you know, I've got perm waiting, highlights, I've not finished, take a number, I'll get back to him. And really, this is how it snowballed and made me realise that we had to form a business, and this is how it started. And it started off very small, and we decided we'd do an advert, and my brother's wife was a model agency in London, so we then contacted her, did a photo shoot with my Ferrari in London, and that's how Specialised really got started, all by chance, really.